time for some F&T. Here's your host, Kersten Gentle.
Welcome to FTMA's F&T Time, a podcast and video series aimed at keeping the industry connected and updated. Welcome to another episode of F&T Time, the podcast where we talk with the people shaping the future of Australia's frame and truss industry. Starting on the 3rd of August and running right through until the 2nd of November, FTMA Australia and WoodSolutions will be leading a nationwide campaign called Let's Put Timber Back in the Conversation. For 14 weeks, we'll be working together to help our industry tell its own story, one positive conversation at a time. Every day, our industry manufactures the frames that support Australian homes, schools and commercial buildings. We know the benefits of lightweight timber framing, but many of the people around us, including builders, homeowners, office staff, sales reps, and even some of our own employees, don't always get to hear that story. So rather than criticising other building materials, this campaign is about something much more positive. It's about giving our entire supply chain the confidence to talk about timber. One clear message shared consistently by hundreds of businesses across Australia has the power to educate the market in a way that no single organisation can achieve alone. We may not be able to match the marketing budgets of some other building products, but what our industry does have is enormous reach. We have tens and tens of thousands of employees, contractors, manufacturers, suppliers and businesses spread right across Australia. If we all find our voice and consistently promote the benefits of timber framing, no marketing budget could truly buy the genuine, passionate, grassroots support our industry can generate. This campaign is more than competing with a television commercial. It is about creating real change by giving people throughout our industry the knowledge and confidence to spread the word about the benefits of timber framing. Joining me today is Sarah Downey, Head of Marketing and Communications at WoodSolutions. Sarah has spent her career helping connect people with timber through education, marketing and industry engagement, and she has been instrumental in bringing this campaign to life. Please join me in welcoming Sarah Downey. So welcome, Sarah, to F&T Time.
Hi, Kirsten. Thanks for having me.
No worries. So, Sarah, I've kind of explained a little bit about the campaign in the intro. So, before we dive into it, can you tell listeners a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your journey in the timber industry, and also the role you play at WoodSolutions?
Yeah, so I've been helping businesses connect with their target audiences for about 14 years, developing marketing campaigns and communications. And my journey into the timber industry was really a natural progression. Having worked in construction previously, I worked with a large residential and commercial prefab builder in Australia. So that really piqued my interest, and the role with WoodSolutions attracted me because I had an interest already in sustainable building materials and protecting the environment. So it felt like a natural fit for me to move over. And I think it just always helps when you are working in communications and you're obviously reading and writing about an industry that you actually have a genuine interest in it, so that makes work a little bit more pleasurable. So it's been really good. Just keep learning every day, so it's never ending. But the WoodSolutions program I was really drawn to. It's a great program. It's an independent program. As you know, FWPA is a not-for-profit that's funded by the Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry, and obviously industry contributions. So we develop a number of resources through our network of timber experts. The program develops evidence-based resources such as technical design guides, case studies, fact sheets. We also run webinars and seminars that help educate and empower professionals to design and build with timber across residential and commercial.
And isn't it one of the world's most visited timber sites?
I think we're up there. I don't want to overstate the claim, but we've obviously got a lot of brand authority and trust, and I think it is because it is all evidence-based, it's all fact-based, and all the resources are freely available on the website.
So when you talk about those resources, Sarah, we're talking about 40 plus technical guides that builders, manufacturers, anybody can sign up and use for free. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So we try to cater for the whole audience of design and build, whether that's, builders themselves, designers, engineers, surveyors, cost estimators. There's something for everybody on there on our website.
Amazing.
So it's quite an extensive website. We've recently done an update to it, so hopefully trying to make that journey a little bit easier to find the resources that are relevant to you in your role. But we cover quite a lot of ground. So I do encourage anyone that hasn't been on there to really just use the search function at the top and have a look for different topics of areas that you already work in, and you'll be probably amazed at the number of resources that you'll find.
Fantastic. So, Sarah, let's put timber back in the conversation. It's a bold name, but we need to put timber back in the conversation. So why is it so important that industry tells its own story and believes in its own story?
Yeah. Look, I think the challenge we have as an industry is getting our message out there. We have such a positive story to tell, and I just don't think enough people are hearing it. That's really our problem. So the goal of the campaign is really simple. We just want to educate the entire timber framing supply chain and really strengthen our voice as an industry around a common message to ensure that just the benefits of lightweight timber framing are being shared consistently across Australia. So we've developed some really simple key messages as a part of the campaign, just designed to help people better understand and to be able to confidently talk about the benefits of lightweight timber framing.
That's fantastic, because sometimes we don't have the money that some other resources may have to do constant commercials on TV, but we've got a massive footprint. We've got over 80,000 people working in the forest and wood products industry. So how important is it, Sarah, that we have that grassroots campaign that is, I just think it can be really powerful for our industry.
Definitely. I think this is where we have that ability and that power to really get this message out there. So if you just think about your network, the people that are in your supply chain, your suppliers, manufacturers, the timber producers, associations, anyone in your network that you can share these campaign resources with, that just doubles the reach, or triples the reach, quadruples the reach. So it's just about thinking about who is in your network and how we can, I think, collectively take action all at the same time. So together, you can have a much better impact, which can actually rival a huge national media campaign, for example, with a big advertising budget. So it's just, if enough people or industry ambassadors are actively promoting this, that's thousands of trusted voices rather than just solely relying on paid ads, for example.
And what a story we've got to tell. So from the 3rd of August through to the 2nd of November, what can businesses expect from the Let's Put Timber Back in the Conversation campaign? Can you walk us through what participants will receive each week? What resources you're going to send out, and the tools, and perhaps, a guideline of what they should do?
So every Monday you are going to receive a campaign pack, and that's going to contain a professionally designed flyer, and that will include just some talking points on the back, so to make it really easy to be able to have a conversation with anybody about that particular topic for that week. And you can include those flyers in any of your day-to-day communications with your customers, so whether that go out with an invoice or a quote or even delivery paperwork. Just think about, I guess, the channels that you have available to you. We'll also give you a ready-to-use social media tile, also with some suggested copy. But the flyers will also be printable, so you can also think about putting them up in any workspaces, lunchrooms, reception areas. They'll also include a QR code that will link to additional information and resources on the timber framing page of the WoodSolutions website.
That's amazing. There's so many benefits. That's the amazing part. I just look at it, and we've tailored it down to 14 benefits, even though I'm sure there's hundreds more. But what we want to do is, it's about, how do you eat an elephant? Bite.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we it was great to have that conversation and have us all sitting around the table and go, okay, how do we get this across to everybody? And then go, right, one message every single week into a structured 14-week campaign. I mean, the idea came from our national conference when someone said, hey, why can't we have resources out there to run a campaign against other materials? And it's saying, well, we're not reinventing the wheel, because the Timber Framing Collective and the work Christine Briggs has done has been amazing. So we've got the resources there already, haven't we?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. This campaign has been running for a number of years already, and the resources are all there. The work's been done in terms of, like you said, looking at how can we just package up some of the benefits of timber framing and make it really accessible. So this is now, I think it's just the right time, isn't it? It's when,
it really is.
We've got a shared purpose or even a common threat. We can band together, and this is a really simple solution because all the resources are there. It's just about utilising them collectively, as I said, for, at the same time. So I think the timing of this is really crucial, and it plays a big part in, getting industry rallied together. If they're looking for more, they want to take action, this is one of the easiest and simplest things that we can do, like right now. And I think just repetition is key. We need to just keep saying the same things over and over.
And they're amazing facts. So to give a little bit of an insight, I wonder how many frame and truss workers actually know that the average frame and truss house, the timber used in the average frame and truss house grows back in 150 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
So those sort of stats are mind-blowing. They're all factually based, and to learn it bit by bit each week in this 14 campaign is really about putting timber back in that conversation, isn't it?
Exactly, and that's such a good fact, and that when you tell people that, it blows their minds. They can't believe it. So we've also got the carbon calculator on the WoodSolutions website.
Yeah, so tell people about that, because can I let people know, I spoke to Sumitomo recently, who of course owns Metricon, Henley, Plantation Homes, and I think it's Chris Parker Homes in WA.
Yes.
They did 7,911 homes in 1 year, and if all of that was timber, which hopefully most of it is, if all of that was timber based on the average HIA house, that timber would grow back in 13.73 days. Like, that is amazing.
It's amazing.
And I can guarantee you would have 13.73 million years and still would not grow back. So I just think it's such an amazing story to tell.
Oh, for sure.
So tell everyone, how do they get on there and look at that carbon calculator?
So that's accessible via the timber framing page on the WoodSolutions website, or you can just type in carbon calculator. If you type in the number of homes, it will also spit out an equation for how much carbon is actually stored. So like you said, an average 14 cubic metres is an average timber frame home. That gives you the carbon calculation, and then that equates that to a figure like the number of flights between Melbourne and Sydney, for example. So one timber frame house is 126 flights that are offset from one-way Melbourne to Sydney. So facts like that make it really translatable and really easy for people to understand, because obviously carbon storage, not many people can really wrap their heads around that. So there's just another example of how we can help translate these messages to make them more conversational and something that would be interesting to talk about if you were at a barbecue, for example, not even just in a work sense, but as I said, think about the network of family and friends. They'd be interested in these facts as well.
I love a conversation on timber, as everyone
Exactly.
knows. So for me, wearing a Carbon Warrior tee or hoodie every day, I get asked, and I'm one of those people that if, for example, the Wilderness Society bear passes me, I'll walk back just so they can approach me, so I can educate them, because I know the facts. And the facts are so easy to talk about. You don't need to be, I'm not an educated person, you know, in regards to university degrees and stuff, but it's learning simple facts that you can relay to people. And I passionately believe in the role that timber plays, and I really go, that's the only way it's not the only way, but it's the main way we can actually decarbonise the construction industry is by using more timber.
Absolutely.
So it's a great story. So Sarah, if you had a dream, if you had a wish list of what you want to get out of this 14 weeks, what is it?
Oh, look, as a marketer, I think it's just becoming so challenging trying to get people's attention. When you think about, you know, we all walk around connected with a phone in our pocket, so we're all served notifications and messages and ads daily. So I think campaigns like this really help to capture attention in a different way. Like you said, people in this industry are genuine. We know our stuff, and I think being able to act as an ambassador for the industry is one of the most powerful ways to get attention and to get your message across. And then it's just that repetition and reach, as I mentioned before. So we really can't stay silent. We have to keep at this, and that might feel, it's a change in what we would normally do, but once you make it easy, the conversation just come naturally. You start to remember those facts that you can recall quite easily. It just gets easier. So I'm hoping that this makes talking about these benefits it's like second nature, and that you're ready to kind of have those conversations and be more willing to tell our industry stories. But if I'm thinking about it from a digital sense, I want to go big and I want to go viral. So that's my hope throughout all this.
Well, I just hope that people talk about it, because, as I said, it is an amazing story to tell. There's 14 benefits, and I really encourage people not just to educate people from outside our industry, but to educate the industry within, because too often we use a product and we need to learn more about it, and there's so many benefits, and I'm sure that there's many employees in frame and truss plants that would be absolutely stoked to know that they're helping create a greener future through the role that they're playing. So thank you very much for joining us, Sarah. We look forward to the campaign, and FTMA members, right up clear, you'll get that resource every Monday, so visit the WoodSolutions site. I'd encourage you to have a spare hour, because there's so many resources there that you'll need to keep visiting it. But thanks again for joining us, Sarah, and we look forward to the 14-week campaign of Let's Put Timber Back in the Conversation.
Excellent. Thanks so much,
Thank
Kirsten.
You, Sarah.
Bye.
No worries. Well, there you have it. From the 3rd of August right through until the 2nd of November, FTMA Australia and WoodSolutions are asking our whole industry to help put timber back in the conversation. To our FTMA members, every Monday we'll be sending you practical campaign resources. Don't let them sit in your inbox, please. Share them with your builders. Share them with your employees. Put the posters up in your lunchrooms and reception areas, and please use the social media posts and get people talking timber. If you're not an FTMA member but you're passionate about timber and want to be part of the campaign, we'd love to have you involved. Simply contact Kersten Gentle, that's me, CEO of the FTMA Australia, on 0418 226 242, or via email at kirsten@ftma.com.au, and we'll make sure you receive the weekly campaign resources. Together, we can make sure more Australians hear the positive story of timber. Thanks for listening to F&T Time, and until next time, keep championing timber. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to F&T Time and stay tuned for more stories, insights and discussions about the people and businesses shaping our industry. Until next time, take care and thank you for listening.